Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mikhail Kashubsky, and I am the head of Secretariat of the International Network of Customs Universities. Will it be translation? Or no? No? Okay. No translation. So today I would like to speak to you about the International Network of Customs University. I will tell you a little bit about what we do, but mainly I'm going to focus on the history of the INCU, because this year we celebrate our 10th anniversary. We were established in 2005, so I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm honored to be making this presentation in the Customs Historic Library about the history of INCU, which is a very short history, but still it's a history. The International Network of Customs Universities is an international not-for-profit organization established in 2005 to promote the academic standing of the customs profession. And the emphasis here is on the academic and on profession, because until recently, customs was not considered to be a profession as such. We also promote the academic excellence in customs matters, support research activities in the field of customs, and we try to generate greater public awareness about customs matters and customs administrations. We also provide the World Customs Organization with a single point of contact with universities and other institutions that are involved in customs training, customs education, and customs research. And as part of it, we also aim to provide a resource for students, for customs professionals, and for anyone interested in customs. As of 9 September 2015, we had 21 institutional members, and the Shanghai Customs College is one of those 21 members. We had 104 individual members, which includes students, customs officers, and professors or academics generally. And we also have 138 affiliated institutions. They include academic institutions and also companies from the private sector, customs administrations, as well as other government agencies. Currently, there are 83 countries represented in the INCU, and you can see China is there as well, of course. So this is the timeline of the last 10 years and some milestones about our activities. So we were established in February 2005. This slide, I call this the unofficial birth certificate of the INCU. This is email from Professor David Widusan, who is the president of the INCU, to Professor Michael Wolfgang in Germany, who is the vice president of INCU. And this email, it is the first written document where the words INCU were actually written, put in writing. So that's why I call this the unofficial birth certificate of INCU. In May of 2005, the concept of INCU was officially presented to the World Customs Organization, and they very much supported this initiative and continued to working with us. In July 2005, we launched our website, and the first 4 institutions joined. Those institutions were the Center for Customs and Excise Studies in Australia, Cross-Border Research Association from Switzerland, Brigade Technical University in Latvia, and the University of Münster in Germany. In May of 2006, the WCO launched its PICARD program. And PICARD, for those of you who are not familiar with PICARD, it stands for Partnership in Customs Academic Research and Development. In March, the WCO held its first conference at the WCO headquarters, so that was the PICARD conference. And this is the report of the draft report of the first PICARD conference. In March of 2007, the INCU launched the World Customs Journal, and you have seen we donated the 2 editions of the journal to this library. And I'm sure that on the future visits to Shanghai, we will be donating more materials. So this is a front copy of the World Customs Journal, front page, cover page. In February of 2008, the INCU became the incorporated association. Before 2008, we were not incorporated, like informal, but we formalized it in February 2008. And this is the certificate of incorporation of the INCU. The next milestone was the launch of the WCO professional standards in May 2008. And I also would like to point out that they will launch here in Shanghai at the first big conference that was held outside of the WCO headquarters, which took place at the Shanghai Customs College. And this is a copy of the front page of the professional standards. In June of 2009, the WCO adopted the guidelines for accreditation of university curriculum. So and established the process whereby universities could submit their application to have their academic programs accredited by the WCO. And this is a front page of the accreditation guidelines. In September of 2009, the INCU has formally signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the World Customs Organization. And this is the front page of the Memorandum of Understanding. And it was basically, the idea was to formalize our relationship, so we recognized each other as the representative organizations. The INCU represented the academic world, and the WCO, of course, represents customs administrations. In January of 2010, the WCO accredited first programs under the DCARD standards. And this is the picture of the awards ceremony. So from left to right, this gentleman here is the Professor David Widdowson. He is the president of INCU. Here is the Professor Ivars Kraskins, who used to be a Director General of the Latvian Customs, and now he's a professor at the Riga Technical University in Latvia. So he was the second institution. Professor Widdowson received this certificate on behalf of the Center for Customs and Excise Studies in Australia, where both me and Rob Chris are teaching. The next gentleman, you probably all know him. This is Secretary General of the WCO, Kunio Mikuria. This gentleman is Professor Michael Wolfgang from Münster University in Germany. He is currently Vice President of the INCU. And the gentleman on the far left is Mr. Lars Carlson, who at the time was the director of the WCO Capacity Building Directorate. He was the first director of the Capacity Building Directorate. In July of 2011, we had another milestone. It's when our membership reached 100 institutions. And in March of 2012, we introduced the new INCU governance structure and membership arrangements. So on this diagram, you can see that we have a management committee which is elected from individual members and also representatives of the academic institutions. Then we have members, which includes both individuals and academic institutions, and affiliates, which includes non-academic institutions and academic institutions as well. The difference between members and affiliates is that members have the voting right and they can make decisions about the future directions of the organization, but affiliates, they just receive the information and just benefit from the activities that we have and publications that we produce. In May of 2014, we held our first conference. It was inaugural INCU Global Conference. And the conference took place in Azerbaijan, in the city of Baku. This was the first conference that specifically addressed the World Trade Organization Bali resolution that was adopted in the previous year, in December of 2013. So this was the first customs conference that addressed that particular agreement. And also this was the first customs conference that featured Nobel laureates. We had 3 Nobel laureates present at the conference who delivered papers. Another sort of significant event or item that was adopted at that conference was the Baku resolution. This was the INCU resolution on the future direction of the organization. And there are a number of interesting activities that we are planning to do that arise from this resolution. And the Shanghai Customs College will also partner with us to work on implementation of this Baku resolution. And finally, in February of 2015 and January this year, we celebrate our 10th anniversary. So, I would like to read out a few quotes that were said by distinguished customs professionals. So this is from Dr. Kunio Mikuria, Secretary General of the WCO. He said that I would like to commend the efforts of the INCU in providing customs professionals, academics, industry researchers, and research students with the medium through which to share insights and knowledge in the customs field. This is the Director General of the World Trade Organization, and he said that through academic research and debate, the INCU strives to help the people who make the big decisions in customs to formulate strategies and policies. This is important work, and it has never been more relevant. And this is the Dr. Alan Burson. He is the Assistant Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security in the United States, and he was the former Commissioner of the United States Customs and Border Protection, and he is also the Vice President of Interpol for America's region. And he said that, I like this quote the most out of 3, because he said, I think we have to stop thinking in one way, and start adopting new ways of seeing, and then with the help of the INCU, over the course of the next generation, work towards principles and standards and intellectual frameworks that can handle the circumstances in which we live. And this is what we are actually doing now. We are developing new standards and intellectual frameworks for customs education. In last September, just last month, we opened our first regional office in Baku, Azerbaijan. We had a very nice inauguration ceremony. And this Thursday, the INCU is holding the student forum, which will discuss the development of the working agenda for our regional office. And in developing our regional office, we want to focus on the younger generation, on you. So that's why we are holding this student forum to get some feedback from you and from other students from Shanghai Customs College, just to see what kind of activities you would like to see in our regional offices, because we are planning, this is our first regional office, but we are planning to open more, and China seems to be like a great location to have our next regional office, so we would like to get your feedback on that. So this is just some plans for our regional office. We will be assisting the INCU, the regional office will be assisting the INCU Secretariat with the implementation of Baku resolution. We will be cooperating with the regional office for capacity building of the WCO and cooperating with other international and regional organizations and local universities. We will organize different events and internships and start producing some academic publications. This is just the Baku resolution points. I will not go through them, but if you are interested, you can go to INCU website and you will find the Baku resolution on our website. And I think this is one of the last slides in my presentation. This is just to show you the types of organizations that we cooperate with or currently developing relationship with. This, of course, the World Customs Organization is the organization with which we cooperate the most. We also cooperate with the International Ports Community Systems Association, and at our student forum we will have a guest speaker, the Secretary General of the International Port Community System Association. We also support the work of the World Trade Organization, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, trying to establish a working relationship with the International Road Transport Union, United Nations Environment Program, and United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Currently also trying to establish a relationship with the International Association of Ports and Harbors, and we have been already working for some time with World Bank. This slide relates to the 10th anniversary awards that we presented to these institutions in Baku, Azerbaijan at the PCAR conference. So thank you for your attention.
我今天讲的题目是澳大利亚海防历史，对中澳海防文化交流。The history of Australia customs, China and Australia customs culture exchange, and outline for speed because time is very short, so I only an out for speed. First, 第一个海运登记处设是第一部海关税则。The registration office of the first ocean shipping and it had been implemented the first customs tariff, but it is not independent. Because Australia region is currently England. 以监管初期，这是英国政府的规定。It had been implemented regulation by England government when building customs in primary area. 监管初期啊，它是建立了一个海运的登记处啊，成立这个呢，作为是办理海关规则的一个机构。澳大利亚海关与中国海关有同样的历史命运。There was same history destined between China customs and Australia customs. Because China liberation before custom is semi-colonial England。澳大利亚海关与中国海关有同样的历史命运。17世纪末至19世纪初，澳大利亚为英国殖民地海关。19世纪50年代中期至20世纪40年代初期，中国为英国半殖民地海关。巧合的是，这个 all is 100。随后有一名高级职员，第一个在地处悉尼海滨地带的一个小